Today we're going to see a very interesting video that's going to make us ask the question, was this guy's actions justified? Hi everyone, welcome to Active Self-Protection. I am your host, John Correa, and I am grateful that you are here for today's evidence-based defensive lesson. It's a very interesting one. It comes to us from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Today's video is brought to us by Mantis. The Mantis family of products is integral to ASP staff building handgun and carbine skills and are your most economical and fastest path to improvement in your skills too. Whether you choose the X10, the Laser Academy, the Blackbeard, or use them all in concert, they will help your practice be more effective, efficient, and fun. Go check them out, pick up a unit, and thank them for sponsoring today's video. Several news stories are listed in the description. Please go read them. This started as City Hall deciding to pull down a statue of like a 16th century conquistador who had come and murdered a bunch of indigenous people, but had colonized the area. And so they took the statue down, talked about moving it. And then people on both sides of the political aisle here, both natives and then political conservatives, are having arguments about it. So they were supposed to reinstall it this day. The city council decided not to. That brought a bunch of native kind of activists out to kind of have like a Thanksgiving there out in the spot they were going to do that, which brought some counter protesters in MAGA hats. And that's where the action picks up. Let's see what goes down.
Cowards who attack children, women.
Let him go, 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 let him go.
Let him go!
Fuck you, bitch. Got you on film, motherfucker.
Hey, somebody help! I can't breathe!
Got him on film. I got him on film. Got him on film. I got him on film. I got him on film. Got him on film. You were here. Yeah, you don't. Now you don't, huh? Say what you were saying earlier. Say what you were saying earlier. Say what you were saying earlier. You're a guy who can see it. You're a guy who can see it. You guys killed someone today. All of you guys are guilty. All of you guys.
Get here! I just shot him! They got shot right there!
Do something. Do something. I got on film, dude. Yeah.
Not worth anyone's life.
Why the fuck weren't they here? Fuck these guys. I got him on film, bro.
Dude who shot jumped in his car and drove off. They did catch him a ways down the road, and he has been charged with attempted murder and with hate crime enhancements on this one. Prosecutor said he believes that he can prove that this was motivated by bias against the protesters on a racial angle or a cultural ethnic angle. I'm not so sure if that's going to stick. The trial is supposed to start in May. We'll see if that actually happens or not. The guy that he shot was in critical condition for a while. He did end up surviving his injuries. Got some interesting stuff to think about in lessons today. Now, knowing that the guy that drew the gun has been charged with attempted murder, what do you think? Does the video show justified conduct, or do you think he should be convicted? Let me know in the comments. The right to protest is enshrined in the Constitution of the United States in the First Amendment. I honor that. You have the right to protest, but having the right to do something doesn't make it smart to do. And when you show up to protests like this, when you show up to contentious areas like this, you're violating multiple rules of stupid. So we generally say you can violate one rule of stupid and be okay, but you go stupid places with stupid people at stupid times that do stupid things, you're gonna have problems. So again, does the guy that has the MAGA hat on and a bunch of his buddies showing up to counter protest, he has the right to do that. Protest is a right, but it's not smart. And again, people say, well, you gotta, make your voice heard. You can do that in 100 different ways, man. This ends up ruining this guy's life. And so it's not smart to do, guys. Just don't do stupid stuff. Now, again, you know, there's kids over here playing and there's this counter protesting and we don't like this guy because of his political past. I get it. But what ends up happening here, according to the news story that I've linked in the description, is that the dudes in the MAGA hat decided they wanted to go up to the place where they were going to rededicate this guy's statue. And all these other native artist protesters decided they didn't want to let him go up there, ostensibly because there were children there, but probably, again, politically motivated and those things because, hey, you're not going to be where we're protesting and those things. And so he's going to try to skirt that by jumping over this fence and getting around this guy. This guy jumping over this little pony wall here. Again, you're escalating conflicts. Remember, the lifestyle of a self-defender is a lifestyle of de-escalation, escape, and evasion, not escalation, not provocation. So now he gets through them, and I want to notice a couple things here, okay? I'm going to show you, by slowing it down, what they do in response. Because again, if you provoke an attack, and you might say, they told him, hey, don't do that. Well, they don't have any right to tell him that, right? But he's running around them, and so now, you know, he is making contact with them, they're making contact with him. Who initiates the aggression here? I don't know. But I do want to note here, they're going to grab a hold of him. That's wrong. We could consider that assault. But I don't see anything here that's beyond a grab. Watch what happens here. They're going to grab a hold of him here, grab a hold of his little green sweater he's got on here. Second guy grabs a hold of him. I don't see any punches being thrown or anything like that. So they're going to grab a hold. And somebody said, let him go, let him go, let him go. They do let him go after grabbing him a couple times. So then he jumps over the fence here, over the little pony wall, and goes for his firearm. And now, okay, fine. This guy appears to have a firearm and I don't know, something on the support side, whether that's a spare mag or whatever. But I want you to recognize here that a jury is going to look at this on a second-by-second, moment-by-moment basis. And so is he currently, right now, immediately at risk of death or great bodily harm? I struggle to see it. You could say, well, wait a minute, just a few seconds ago, just maybe a second ago, these guys had him pinned against the wall. That's true. They had a hold of him and they had assaulted him. And maybe you could even argue they were 2-on-1. And so this was a disparity of force because there's two of them and only one of him. But he's gotten away from them. He has a pony wall between them. And you are expected to make good decisions moment by moment. And he has the gun in his holster here. If he had just showed them the gun, even if he had drawn it to a low ready, I probably would have said, okay, I get it. But instead, he draws and quick fires a shot from, again, not seeing his sights or anything like that. He just draws and fires from an indexed position and shoots a guy who's on the other side of a wall with no weapons or no ability to reach him. So is he currently, right now, at imminent risk of death or great bodily harm? No, I don't see it. I don't think he is. I think he was if he had been stuffed on the other side of the wall and they were pummeling him, then the facts are different. But given the facts that we have him here, I think he's going to have problems beating these charges. And go look at the news story that I've linked in the description and the picture of him. He's crying in those pictures in court, and he knows what's going on there because he knows his future's probably at risk. Now, he runs off. We're going to talk about that in a minute as well. You can do that for your safety, but there's a big mistake here that he doesn't call 911. And so that evidences that he knew what he did was wrong. He knew that he had messed up, and so there's that problem. I also want to notice here, this second guy, they yank his hat off. That's wrong. Wrong to do that in return. Okay, so that's assault as well. But recognize he gets lumped in with these guys. It's your fault. You did all this too. And so you might go, hey man, I'm not one of the bad guys. You know, all these other guys might be, you know, rioters or have bad intentions. I'm just here along for the ride and to express my political views. The other side may not see it that way. They may lump you in with that person. You may end up in trouble as well because maybe even the authorities do. So this is why I say be a good, sane, sober, moral, prudent person. And the prudent thing to do here is just stay away from this stuff. You might say, hey man, this is a politically charged thing. This is a racially charged thing. This has some serious problems. I might even have some opinions on the issue, but I ain't showing up to that protest. Whatever my opinions are, whichever side I'm on, because of the potential backlash of it and all of the potential problems. Because again, these guys, you might say, this young guy, man, he was stuck in a spot and he had to defend himself. But the rest of his life is ruined. He's spending, you know, he's using a public defender. God bless him and good luck. Because those public defenders are good people, but they're wildly overworked, so he won't have much resources in order to help him. And then, again, ends up, guy runs off, doesn't call the cops. They're going to see that as evidence of a depraved mind. And that is going to play heavy with the jury, certainly played heavy with the district attorney. Now, of course, as well, we got a shot guy here, and I don't know what anybody else is doing, but this guy's like, yo, man, I got it on film. I filmed it all. I don't care if you filmed it all. Go help. And he's yelling at cops like, oh, where were you, whatever. But listen, this is why I carry a first aid kit on my person. Now, I haven't used mine on a gunshot wound. I've used it multiple times on car wreck victims. And get trained medically. Carry your trauma medical equipment so you can help save life if something crazy happens like this. We do sell them through Mountain Man Medical. All the proceeds that would come to us go to charity. There's a link in the description to that. And listen, if you want to go buy it somewhere else, that's fine. Just carry it, right? Make sure that you know how to use it too and you have some training in order to do that. Also, the cops do eventually show up here, but when police, are only minutes away when seconds count. And so, some people are going to say, I'm sure, like, why weren't the cops there to begin with, knowing there's going to be a problem? Man, I'm sure Santa Fe, like everywhere else, has got significant officer shortages. Can you, spare officers for everything that you might want to at every time? Probably not. I wish they were there. Maybe this wouldn't have happened. Maybe would have been able to chill out. But there was mistakes made here all around. Should somebody have gotten shot? No, I don't think so. And I don't think that this guy who shot the shot is going to be successful in his defense. I can see where his defense attorney is going to make some arguments. You never know what 12 people on a jury are going to do, but he's going to spend a lot of time and behind bars. He's been behind bars since then, waiting for this trial to happen to see if he can convince at least one juror that he is not guilty of attempted murder here. Far better and far smarter to avoid this conflict to begin with, to cover your asp.